So recently I needed to move this seat, or at least remove part of this seat, to do some welding underneath. And that cascaded into a whole series of problems. Ever have one of those no good deed goes unpunished days? Well, this is mine. Cheers. Minor point, I am concerned about fire, so since I don't have somebody to help me pull the seat out of here, I did remove the shell on the side. I've unbolted the seat that I can tip it up. I have it held up with a piece of wood. I've got a cardboard and the other junk out of the way, and I've also put some space there between the carpet and the floor mat and the floor. I'm not welding to the floor, but the heat will transfer upward. So in the spirit of no good deed goes unpunished, I'm going to put the clamshell back on the side of this seat after doing some welding and removing it to prevent fire. In any case, I went to put this bump stop for the seat tilt back on. I noticed the screw was bent, so I straightened the screw out in the vise. And in reinstalling it, it snapped off right about where it was bent. The screw seems to be very soft. So what I'm going to try and do is detach the lower portion of this upholstery, undo the hinge there, and see if I can't peel this up enough that I can get in there with a vice grips or a welder or something and pull that screw out of there. It's not in very tight, so I'm kind of surprised that it broke. But be that as it may, here we are. Just once again, no good deed goes unpunished. Should have just left the screw bent, I guess. All right, let's go. So I undid a couple of hog rings, managed to peel the upholstery off far enough to get in there. I tried, there's a little bit of a burr sticking up. I tried to tap it out by banging on a screwdriver sideways, but it didn't want to budge. So I ended up drilling it out, got pretty close to the center, believe it or not, and drove a flat screwdriver in, and that was enough to twist it out. So here's the culprit. So let me fold the upholstery back and undo my damage. So here's the broken off screw for the seat back stop, and I found a hardware store screw that's the proper length and the proper diameter and thread pitch. However, the head is a little bit fatter. So what I've done, here's the second one, I put it in my drill or my handheld lathe, and I've run it against this file, which has brought the head to the same dimension as the original. So it makes a little fatter looking, higher profile looking. But anyway, maybe the head size isn't that important, because the original size before I cut it down would fit in there. But I suspect maybe as this mashes down or something, maybe the hole compresses. So what can I say? That's what they intended, what they assembled it with. So I thought I'd put it back to close the way it was originally. Probably there's some method to their madness. So let's get this sucker reinstalled. So I've got the new screw in there, got the backrest stop in place, got the clamshell back on the seat, got the seat bolted back in. So basically that broken off screw cost me 2 hours of time plus a trip to the hardware store. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes, one step forward, 2 steps back. But and I've mostly reattached the seat upholstery, so it's no worse for the wear. Let's get on to the next thing now.